There we go.
Okay.
All right. Hi, Kenneth. Thank
Hey,
you. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to my class today.
my pleasure.
This is in addition to you, which we're going to talk about your background a little bit in a second, just to introduce you to the class. This is Mr. Bighead that Kenneth and I decided was a fitting backdrop for an interview. So Kenneth is new to the faculty in the School of Dramatic Arts after a year-long national search. He's come to us from New York and has a history of having worked at many different universities as in the faculty of Hofstra University at Lincoln Center Institute, the American Globe Theater, and Florida State University. I'm skipping through your very illustrious bio, which the students can all see if they go online. And most recently, you came to us from as the head of acting from the new studio at NYU. So what do you think of California? What do you think of USC?
I love the weather. USC is beautiful. I have only one issue. It's skateboards. They scare me. When I hear them leaving behind.
Okay, well, let's not hit Kenneth. That would be disastrous.
Yeah.
So we wanted to specifically talk today about the differences between acting in a play versus acting in a musical. And the students actually put together a number of questions, which I'm going to sort of order in the best way, I think. And several of the groups, when they broke into groups, had questions about the casting process of a musical. Can you sort of talk us through what the casting process is?
I mean, I think what makes me unique is I don't think there's a difference between acting in a play and acting in a musical. I think acting is always at the center of everything, or at least for me, that's what, I want a singer who can act while they sing and a dancer who can act while they dance. The casting process is, it's a, usually, and every director works differently, there's no rules, but usually they come in and sing. I like to have them do a monologue as well because I want to know, so that I can see something when they sing that I don't see when they act and vice versa. And then they do a dance call. And then from that dance call, we kind of boil it down. Sometimes people don't get called back to dance. I like to see everyone move because a lot of times I'll see something new in that. And then we start the callback process, which is assigned music and a scene, and then possibly a second dance call.
Mm-hmm.
But again, and with the music, it can be anywhere from a full song to 2 32-bar cuts to a 16-bar cut. It can be, if it's a rock musical, it can be a popular song that's not from Broadway, or it can be a song from a rock musical. So it's really according to the creative team, their taste and what they need to see.
And would you say, in general, when you have an audition process for a musical, that you have many more people showing up versus a play? So it's just the sheer number of people that you have to get through that causes you to shorten what they're singing.
Yeah, exactly. And then what kind of call it, the sheer number of people outside the room. And then when you walk in the room, it's not like one director and the AD. It's a whole team of people. So it can be the crowd. And that usually surprises people.
Yeah, that could be probably very intimidating for an actor.
Oh, I've been in a room with 16 people.
And so when you're, specifically, what are you looking for as a director when someone comes in and sings their 16 measures?
I look for the same thing when I look for an actor, someone who brings their unique self into the room. Someone that I see who they are, who they reveal, or what part of themselves they're willing to reveal through the lens of the character. But I'm looking for them. Do I want to spend 4, 6, 12 weeks in a room with them? You know, I always ask the stage manager or the person outside, how were they outside the room? You know, and if they go, oh my God, they were crazy. I'm like, no. But and then I'm looking for them to act a song. You know, how do they tell the story? Not so much did I hear their best note, but did they make a personal connection to the story? Their money note, you know, we'll get to that when we vocalize. I want to see what they can bring to that story. And then a lot of times I will give them direction not because they made a wrong choice, but I want to see how well they can adjust.
Right. And that would be the case for a play as well, I would think.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And can this person take adjustment, or do they have one thing that I'm seeing and I will continue to see for the next 6 weeks?
Yeah. Are they showing me the bag of tricks, or are they really willing to play?
Right. Right. That's a nice way to put it. And what are you looking for in their scene work that might differentiate a strong musical theater actor from a strong dramatic play actor, say?
I'm looking for people who are alive, that are making choices in the moment, that I never know what they're going to do next. And I don't mean it needs to be dangerous. I just need to be, it needs to be in the moment, and they need to be discovering the text as they do. For me, so often, as a young actor, I would just rehearse it the right choice. You know, making all the right choices, cross my T's, dot my I's, and go in the room and do that. But I wasn't alive. And now I try to really rediscover it in the moment. And I look for that.
That's great. I had a question. Go ahead.
We're willing to get a little messy. You know, that get a little messy and reveal something.
Right. So here's one of the students' questions. As an actor, how do you prepare what you do the night before a play?
The night before you go into audition for a play, or the night before a play?
I think it might be the night before a play.
Like a performance.
Yeah.
You know, hopefully you realize that that's not the last time you're going to do that performance. And so I would prepare as if I'm going into the next day of rehearsal. And I would say, this is what I want to accomplish in this rehearsal. If it's the first night of the show, I usually, there's a new character coming to rehearsal. It's the audience. So it's not really the audience, they're a new character. How am I going to play with them? You know, and how will they play with me? So I'm not trying to impress them, I'm trying to play with them.
Right. And to be aware, we've talked a lot about the sense of the importance of the audience to the performance.
Yeah.
When they come into the process, and being able to feel, for the audience to feel the emotion on stage, and vice versa.
Yeah, it's their first day of rehearsal. So how are you welcome this new character in? What's their role? What's your relationship with them? Right. And
I remembered what I wanted to ask you. You teach a class in musical theater audition.
Yeah.
So what you explained to me in the course of our looking for the accompanist for the class a little bit about how you do it. Can you explain to the students?
Sure. And I'm having a ball. What I did for the first 5 or 6 weeks, we started out singing the ABCs, the ABC song, and then we added components of acting, like what is the relationship to the person you're singing ABC to? And we would give it, what's the situation you're in? Where are you? And they would bring in 2 or 3 different environments. How does that change? Then they brought in a song that they'd never heard, that they connected to the words, and we worked on it as a monologue. You looking at relationship, looking at subtext, and we worked moment to moment. Then they listened to the accompaniment, and I would ask them, what do you get from that? Where the tempo changes, what do you get, what emotionally makes the tempo change? That they're making the music change not the music is making them change. So what is the clue, acting clue? And then we talk about tempo, key changes, what major, minor, all the clues that are in that subtext of the accompaniment. And then they will learn the song. And they seem to feel like it was easier to connect. I made sure if they were talking to someone that they rehearsed with a partner. So that when you walk in the room, so often people prepare for an audition when they don't work with another person. And so when they go in the room, they really don't have someone. So I always encourage them for a couple weeks to work with a partner, and then it will be muscle memory. Now then they had to pick a legit song from a legit Broadway musical, something more classically based, more in song. And, they were like, we don't want to do this. But they all picked something to stress themselves. And Monday, Wednesday, they're going to do back-to-back their contemporary and legit song, 32 bars. We talked about how to pick a good 32 bar cut. Our company was great, Ben was fantastic working, and we worked kind of as a part team.
What constitutes a strong 32 bar? Would that be the one in which if there was a key change that happened, or?
We talked about what songs don't choose anything too hard that the company can't play for you. We talk about it changed over the years. It used to be to show off that money note. And now people are really looking for, can you tell a complete portion of a story in 32 bars? And what is the most dramatic part of the story that has a beginning, middle, and end? And so we did that. And next we audition for 2 to 3 shows. So this week I'm going to send out Rent, and they'll have to pick a song to audition for a role in Rent. And then they'll do a callback. I'm hoping Stephanie will do a dance callback.
Great.
We're going to try to audition in different spaces because it's a lot different auditioning in the Bing and auditioning over, some at PED. So next week we're going over PED, and we're going to try. I may even have them come and audition in my office.
Oh, wow.
I've auditioned in a hotel room. So, this is awkward. And we'll do a dance call. We'll do another callback where it's script, just so they kind of experience all the calls. The goal is to have 5 to 6 songs in their book that we worked on in class.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And you tell them not to go to sketchy hotel rooms, right?
Yes. Yeah. No. This is I auditioned for grad school in a hotel room. So
wow.
Good. Erda. That's why I have issues at Erda.
Okay.
It's hard to act in a hotel room.
I would think so. Is there a difference? I know the answer to this because I do it, but is there a difference in difficulty in producing a musical versus a play?
Well,
and if
money,
time. Yeah.
Every play, everything has a different difficulty. I mean, finding really the right collaborators, because there's all different ways people like to work on a play. I, the director, like to work on the song and the lyric. I had musical director tell me, please don't do that. I'm like, well, let's have a conversation and find out what are your boundaries, what are mine, and let's work together to, support each other. There's that. There's always time and space because, with a musical, you can rehearse a song in one room and dance in another room, but sometimes the producers don't want to pay for that. A musical becomes very expensive, and I think the money isn't always available for out-of-town tryouts, as it used to be, and people aren't as forgiving. I think with the internet, if you have a show that bombs in Chicago, you can read about it in New York and the ticket sales drop. And I'm going to, it doesn't matter where I do a show, if there's someone in the audience watching it, that's the most important thing. Whether it's, Tampa, Florida, or New York City, or Los Angeles, it doesn't matter because people are people. But it money and time, money and time.
Yeah. And as a result, I think that puts a lot more pressure on all of the collaborators in a musical project.
And the other issue, this is an agenda I have, and I'm telling your students, go out there and write plays for women. There are not enough musicals that have good roles for women. And, when you're in a university, you have a lot of talented women, and you want to do those plays, and you can't keep doing 9 and Sweet Charity.
Right, right.
So please write.
How do you ensure that everyone is being responsible and memorizing their lines?
Well, I'm not a big guy for saying this is your due date, because for me, the actor, I like to be off book before the first rehearsal so I can play. Other people have their own process. I like to respect every actor's process. But I do say, if we're starting to run a show, you need to be off book. I encourage them to embrace their process to a point. And then, and if they're struggling, I did Fun Home last year at NYU, and we double cast it. And I had my AD, who was a very experienced Broadway actor, go downstairs and run the line and make sure the word for word, because the playwright, Lisa Crum, was coming to see the show, and I was like, you aren't going to be making up words to her, her script. And so I have them run it with the AD and make sure to word for word what the script is.
Right. So you said that was Fun Home?
Yeah.
So a lot of our students, I've assigned that they can go see Fun Home this weekend and write one of their performance analyses on the play. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with them, those people who are thinking of doing that?
I mean, I had a blast doing it because I was told it could not be a double cast, but it was completely double cast, but we had the same amount of rehearsal time. And so I figured out a way to do it. So it was like directing 2 shows at once because each cast was so different. And
oh, wow.
I blocked something differently. So I had to communicate that with the lighting designer. And that was, and we came to a place that was okay. I had a great conversation with Lisa Crum because she was working at NYU teaching about it. And she was great because I said, oh, for me, it's this and this and this and this. And she loved new ideas. I say just have fun, do your own production of it. They already have the Broadway production, put your stamp on it.
Yeah.
A former student from NYU who transferred here who's in the show.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. That's wild. Who is that?
It's Sophia.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. We'll look for her. How do musical numbers affect the way actors portray their characters?
That's great. I think you have to look at the play in terms of the progression of the character based on the musical number and the event. I think it's really important that you ask, why is this number here? Why do I have to sing it now instead of speak it? What happened in this number, and this is a big pet peeve of mine, what changes from the beginning of the number to the end of the number? What is the journey of the number? What does the character find out new? And then I always ask them, what if that number wasn't in the play? What would be missing from your character? So if we didn't know Dolly Levi was welcome back to Harmonia Garden, what would we not know about Dolly Levi and her character and her personality? That Dolly Levi needs people to love her. What does that number reveal?
That's great. Yeah, no, that's really helpful. And when do you address those kinds of questions? Would that be do you do table work when you direct?
Oh yeah, they hate me. They hate me because talk to some people that have me, and I'm like, let's do the monologue. Oh, I don't want to do this song. I feel stupid. No. And I stop them because they get into my class. Finally, get into the understanding. Let's take it out of rhythm and let's do the words when they come to you. Don't rush it, but let's do it moment to moment in the monologue. Then we'll add the music. Then you'll learn the music. Forget about the acting, and we'll come back to the acting later on. Same thing with dance. What's the story we're telling here? What's your relationship? Okay, learn the steps. And now I'm gonna ask you, why are you kicking your leg up here? What is your verb? Are you celebrating? Are you punting? What are you doing with that gesture? So there's always.
Oops. I just lost you. I lost you for a second.
Okay. It's always in service to the story.
Right. Great. How does, we talked about that. How do you compare acting on stage with acting on the screen?
So I'm an actor as well, and the camera hates me. I'm told by friends now that I probably be more camera friendly. I've actually been called in for a couple TV stuff things. I think you learn the real, true basics acting on stage. I think, and if you learn them, you can apply that to film acting. It's just a different scale. There are different techniques, but once you have the craft of acting, I think, and once you're secure with that craft, it can apply to everything. Of course, film is all about the eyes. It's all the director's vision. It's all about the eyes and the camera, and doing less is more, and being comfortable with that. I always felt like it doesn't feel. I'm doing nothing. I can't do nothing. I want to act, and just being really comfortable doing nothing, and being you.
So we just watched the Seagull, the Annette Bening version, and it's full of these big, juicy close-ups. I mean, it's like everybody's like this on the film. It's unbelievable, which must be very, very difficult, I would think, as an actor.
I find it so difficult, but other people love it. That production, that film, the woman who I spoke of it with my AD for Fun Home, was the older maid with the red hair.
Great.
In the show, and she's a very big personality, and she's the one that keeps telling me to do film because she can bring it down, But even on that film, she's very animated. I mean, Barbara, right. Yeah. It's all about concentration and focus, and I guess I kind of try to make the camera another character.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of try to put you there, so I'm not thinking of the camera.
Yeah. Right. What is the difference in practice between acting in a play and acting in a musical? You've covered that a little bit, but.
I think both instruments need to be well trained and well honed and taken care of. I feel like I've seen a lot of dancers abuse their instrument health-wise, and I think you have to be really, really conscious of physical health, vocal health, and with both acting and musical, mental health. Some people want to pull up painful memories, and you can't do that 8 times a week. But I remember seeing Spring Awakening in Chicago, and they had this new rule that you have in 25. They have.
I just lost you again.
had one acting their voices, and it was. Can you see me?
Now I can see you. Yeah, my internet connection is unstable.
Oh, it could be mine.
Okay.
So I think I saw Spring Awakening in Chicago, and a lot of people were under 25 because they had that rule. And so many of the actors, you could just hear them shredding their voices because they left college before they were ready to do 8 shows a week. So you have to make sure you're ready to be able to do that, both as an actor and as a singer, but help. I know Norm Lewis. I don't know if you know who Norm Lewis is. He was the first African-American Phantom. No, Jean Valjean. He did Porgy. Very wonderful. He did a workshop for us, and he told us to, when he does a musical, he goes home right after the show, sleeps all day, doesn't talk, goes to the show that night, go back home. The only night he goes out is Monday night. And
wow.
You got to take care of the instrument because it's 8 shows a week, and you want to give it everything you got.
Yeah, it's really grueling. And even as a stage manager, I sort of practice that because it's, it's tiring.
Stage management, it's got to be more exhausting than acting because you can't miss a cue.
Yeah, you have to be very focused.
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep you much longer, but I wanted to ask you how the process of Happy End has been for you. I know you've been the associate director to Stephanie, who the class has met, Stephanie, and how her process has maybe differed or not from your previous directorial experiences.
First of all, I knew Stephanie in another life when we went to college together. I hadn't seen her in a long time, as you know, and it's been great to watch her work because we work very differently. I think the end of the process will both be the same, but we have very different ways of working. Watching her security in discovering the play in the moment is just amazing. Where I have to sit with a book for 6 months and read it and do all of it. She can, and her understanding of body and space has been a lesson in just sculpting a show and how physically you can engage an actor. By giving a physical adjustment, that thing can come to life. So that has been really, really exciting. And she's so calm, Yeah. She's just like a rock. And I'm like, I'm that calm. And she's also fun in rehearsal. I will tell you right now, I'm working on, but I'm not fun in rehearsal. I'm like, we're going to work. And my students that have me in acting class go, you're so fun in class. And then you're so serious. I'm not like mean or anything. I just get really serious because directing is really hard. And so when I see other people that just are having fun, I'm like, yeah, I need to do more of that.
Yeah, it's really fun for me to step in and watch her direct because she shoulders so much responsibility in the school, both as a teacher and as administrator. And those are the circumstances I see her most in.
Yeah.
So when I step into the rehearsal room, I really see the passion and the joy for the work. And that's a treat. It's really a treat.
Yeah, it's fun to watch her because the first 10 minutes she still has all that stuff on and then it just melts away. And she's so alive. And it's contagious. Contagious in the room.
And just in terms of musicals, I mean, Happy End is a very different musical than, say, Oklahoma or how would you characterize the differences between the Kurt Weill and Bertolt Brecht from, I don't know, Rodgers and Hammerstein, say?
I mean, I think they were breaking rules left and right.
They were, yeah.
They were breaking rules left and right. And they were really celebrating theatricality. And they were laying the groundwork for the contemporary musical of today. that have they use some of these Brechtian techniques today, and now we go, oh, that was so amazing. Well, Brecht was doing it. His music is hauntingly wonderful. And I think Happy Ending one, it got really poor review when it first opened, but now I think it's having a second and third life because there is a genius and it's so timely. I mean, Happy End could be about the Congress in Washington. The Salvation Army and the gangsters could be the Democrats and the Republicans. It could, but it's timely, and it's so different because it's one of Brecht shows that have a love story. So it's very different, and I gotta say, there's some really impressive. I don't know these actors. I haven't trained them, so I have no investment. Because to sit there and go, oh, she's really good. Oh, he's really good. So there's some really exciting, risky acting going on.
Oh, that's great. That's really great.
Yeah.
What else? In closing, what else should my students know about the process of doing a musical that's maybe different or maybe not different from doing a play?
Well, I think for me, when a musical is done, I don't want to say poorly, but when a musical doesn't turn me on, it's because it becomes all about the result, as opposed to really acting the text and telling the story. When it does do that, when it's not about that glitz, but really a personal investment in the story and having something to say, then I'm there.
Yeah.
And I think that I did a lot of musical theater in college, and then I went away and got more of an acting, directing degree, and then I did directing musicals and a lot of non-musicals. And then when I started teaching acting, I went to the Guthrie to teach Shakespeare. And so I taught straight acting for 8 years, or a lot longer, a half or two. And I went back to musical theater because I find it a little more difficult to bring the acting value, but a lot of it because my love for Shakespeare. I went, oh, I need to apply that to musical theater. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, absolutely. What is your favorite musical, if I had to put you on the spot?
Oh gosh, I will. There's a lot of musical theater people that will just look down their nose at me, but a lot. Les Mis.
Wow.
Les Mis. After I saw the show, I read the book. The real book, and what it says about redemption. And so few people talk. It's like Winter's Tale. I love Winter's Tale because it talks about redemption. And I think redemption is just one of the beautiful things a human being can give to someone else.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to do this recording. And I hope you have a great weekend.
Okay, I'll see you over at
Okay.
school. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Kenneth. Bye.